All right. Yeah, I think we're good. What's going on, everyone? We already have some comments. I guess people, because yeah, I forgot you can comment before you even start a stream. I'll wait to get into what I want to talk about until more people get into the stream. But it's not copyright related, by the way. Some people are asking, is it like copyright related? Because that's a common issue I'm never gonna be able to not have with YouTube. It's just always gonna happen. I don't think that's ever gonna go away. It's something you just gotta deal with, especially for people who do reaction videos or really any type of movie video in general. You know, even people who don't do reactions, but if they just review movies and they have movie clips in the background, that's usually an issue. But we'll get into it. By the way, the chat is subscriber only mode. The only reason I'm doing that is to avoid the problem with bots, right? Because bots are a big issue and I don't want to deal with that, so. You can also ask as many questions you want today. Like, although I'm going to talk about something specific, you can, it's just like any other Q&A, you can just go ahead and ask anything. And, you know, I could get to some, but I'm definitely not going to get to as many questions as I usually do, just because I do want to talk about something specific. And it's not something I feel like I have to. It's just one of those things where I feel like it's good to let people who are watching my videos, it's good to let them know my mindset in terms of what I'm doing with my videos. You know, I feel like it's important to just let people know that. That's why I'm doing this. It's nothing too serious. No one thinks there's anything like, you know, terrible going on just because it's, I know the title might make it seem that way, but it's not that serious. But it's something that I've been thinking about quite a bit because of how YouTube works, how the algorithm works. And I've been noticing it more so recently, more than anything, which is why I wanted to talk about it here. So we'll get into it in just a little bit. I just wanted to wait for some more people to get in here. What kind of MCU movies is your preference? Lighthearted or serious? I prefer serious for like any film, but I'm okay with lighthearted films here and there as well. Doesn't have to be serious. For Mission Impossible 3, by the way, I do plan on it. It's just I've been really busy. I've been doing so many other things, and I don't really think those videos are performing that well. At least 1 and 2 didn't. So I'm doubting 3 will perform that well either. So I've just kind of been like putting on the back burner. I'll probably do it within the next month or two at the very least. I'll try my best, but yeah, okay. So we'll just get into it now. We got like 67 people in here. I think that's enough. So the thing that I wanted to talk about, right? And this is something that if you don't do videos, actually a lot of people who do videos don't even really know this, but it is something that I can't be certain about because I'm not an expert on this. I don't work for YouTube. I don't know exactly how the algorithm works. All I know is what people have told me, what people who are really smart in understanding the algorithm have told me. Like, this comes from people, even like one channel I can reference is called vidIQ. They're actually really great. If you're trying to get into YouTube, definitely check out vidIQ. They do great videos and trying to help people out. And something that they have said a couple times, a bunch of people have said this, and I think I've noticed it as well, is that you really want to do one thing on YouTube and stick with it, right? One thing, one niche. That's what they call it. They call it a niche. Which is why you notice most channels doing that. They'll do, let's say, example, Fortnite. They'll do just Fortnite videos on that video game. That's it. They won't go outside of that. If they do want to go outside of that, they will make another channel. You have Walking Dead channels. You have Pokemon Go channels. You have cooking channels. Like, there's specific niches to them, right? And the problem with that is movies aren't really a niche. You might think they are, but they're not really a niche. It sounds like it is, but a niche is something that if they are interested in that, they are probably interested in everything surrounding that. So when it comes to The Walking Dead, if you like The Walking Dead, chances are you're going to watch every single Walking Dead video someone who is not every single, but at least majority of what someone who is a Walking Dead channel will react to, right? Or not react to, but just upload. Same for Fortnite. If you like Fortnite, you're probably going to watch most of that person's videos because they're all related to that niche. Whereas movies, it's not really a niche. There's so many movies out there. There's so many genres. There's so many things you can do with movies. So the problem is with that, chances are, and I'm again, this is not something that I'm certain about. Chances are people are not watching a majority of my videos, and I don't blame them for that. I never feel like you have to do that, right? I don't want someone to feel like they have to watch it just because I want that. No, of course, you watch what you want to watch, that's it. But from a trying to build an audience perspective, it is definitely harder to grow when you're doing so many different things. Now, I do want to make sure I make this clear. I'm not planning on changing what I do because I don't want to, but I'm just talking about the fact that I do think it's a problem and I don't know how to solve it, because the only solutions I see out there are like solutions I don't want to do. Every time I talk about this, people are like, oh, you should probably just stick with that one niche, right? But I don't want to do that, right? Because in my perspective, this is what would probably make most sense, right? The Walking Dead. Those are the videos that are doing crazy good for me right now. Insanely good. A lot of the other videos, some of them are doing good. It's not like only the Walking Dead videos are doing good. But if I were to stick to just The Walking Dead and that's it, that would really help my channel. But I don't want to do that for a number of reasons. First of all, I have a lot of people who want to see other things. They don't care about The Walking Dead. They want to see me do other stuff, right? I also like other stuff. I don't just like The Walking Dead. There are tons of other things I like. That's actually the whole point of this channel, is doing, you know, a bunch of different movies, kind of expanding my palette, seeing different types of genres that I usually don't watch. That's kind of the whole point. Like, I just started Game of Thrones. It's a very new thing for me. I like that. I would not want to just do The Walking Dead my whole life. The show just ended, right? So like that would be kind of stupid, but it would probably help in the short term in terms of just, it would definitely help, because look how good my videos are doing for The Walking Dead, right? They're being amazing. And if you stick to something just like that, it's going to just keep going up and up and up. But when you try to do so many different things, it kind of holds you back. And I've been noticing my movie reactions, right? They've been doing, I don't want to sound ungrateful, because I absolutely, you know, appreciate all the support I get, no matter what. Even if it's just a couple people, I really appreciate it. But obviously, compared to some of the previous movie reactions I've done in the past like 8 reactions I've done on this channel for movies have underperformed massively. Like, compared to all the ones, they've underperformed. Except for Terrifier 2, that one did really good, but that's also new movies, so that makes more sense. But the past like 8 or so ones, like I said, they've underperformed so much. And I do think it's because I've been doing so many other videos lately, including The Walking Dead, that have been getting tons of views. And those people are not coming back for those other videos because they don't care about it, which is fine. I don't want you to feel like you have to watch other stuff you're not interested in. But if I were to not have done any Walking Dead videos and just stuck to the movie reactions, I do think they would have stayed just as popular as they were back when I was doing them like months ago, right? Before, like even like a year ago, if you guys were around this channel a year ago, they were getting way more views. And so when I'm looking at it from a perspective of that, does it make more sense for me to just only stick to one niche? Yeah, it does. If you look at any reaction channel out there, they just do reactions. That's it. They don't do rankings. They don't do, I mean, most of them. There's ones that do a bunch of different things, but usually they're already well-established channels. For example, one I can think of right now is The Real Rejects. I don't know if you guys watch The Real Rejects. Great content they make. I would say my content is most similar to them in terms of what they do, because they do reactions to movies, to shows, to trailers. They do reviews. They do discussions. They do rankings. They do everything, but they're already established. I'm obviously not, on the level of them, not even close. So it's a bit different for someone like myself. That's what I kind of feel like is the problem. I just want to talk about that. I just want to get that out there. That's all I really wanted to do, to be honest. We'll talk about it a little bit more. I'd like to read some comments, see what you guys think about that. I don't plan on changing what I do, so don't think I'm going to stop doing any stuff because of this, but I do think there's some other options I could at least explore, like possibly making another channel for certain things. I don't know, because I already have 3 channels, and I only really do 2 of them, though. Like, I don't really bother with a third one. Even running 2 channels is not easy. Like, I don't even do stuff with the first channel anymore. That was the gaming channel. I don't know if you guys have looked at it, but I don't really upload on it that much anymore. So if I were to do a whole nother one, that's not easy, doing a whole nother, it's just not something I'm that interested in. But would it help my content? I think it would, So that's the thing. And it's like, I hate talking about this kind of stuff because it does make you sound like, I never want to sound like that guy that's like, oh, I just care about the views. It's all I care about. Because of course it's not the case. If that was the case, there's so many videos I couldn't even bother with. I wouldn't bother with. Jessica Jones, those videos are doing crap. I'm still going to finish it though. I'm still going to do it even though they're doing terrible, because I enjoy it. I really like Jessica Jones so far. It's a pretty good show, but like I said, the videos are doing awful. They're not making me anything. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want to go in depth with like how much money I make because that's usually not something you should talk about. I don't think YouTube likes that. But those Jessica Jones videos, they're probably making like $3 per video or something. It's probably something really small like that. So just if you guys want to keep like, you know, an idea as to how much I get on certain videos, those ones are not making a lot. But I still want to do them because I enjoy it. I enjoy doing it. So that's fine. But it is hurting other videos. So that's why I come with this problem of I'm not sure if this is the right thing to do, but I do it anyways because I don't know. I think the best way to explain that whole idea of caring about your views and stuff, I always have to make an analogy to real, like, I don't want to say real jobs, but, you know, employment jobs out there, because people don't really understand it until you make an analogy to it. So my analogy would be, no matter how much you love your job, are you going to be happy if you have to go to your job and your boss tells you, hey, you know what? I'm actually going to cut your pay today. You're going to get like 20% of what you usually make today. Is that okay? It doesn't matter how much you love your job. You're going to be pissed. You know, you might still go. You might still have a good time, but you're going to be like, well, it's a lot of work I just did for like 20% of what I usually get, really? You know what I mean? It's the same type of idea, you know? So, and that's why it's hard, because there are a lot of people who do YouTube just as a hobby and they don't care about views whatsoever. Like, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm at that point, because if I was, I'd be posting one video every like week or something, you know? Maybe even less. So, what about doing live watch-along movie night? I've thought of that. The only problem with that is like what movie would it be? I would probably do something like that, but it would have to be with a movie I've already seen, I think. You know? Because as for the new reactions, I like to make those like, I don't want to have like a chat there. I don't want to be talking to people while I'm doing it, you know? But if it's an old movie I've already seen, I think that'd be interesting. I'm a former substitute teacher, so I can relate to that analogy. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's one of those things I just have to explain, because a lot of people, I've gotten so many people saying that to me over the years, and even other people I've seen it, they're like, oh, you just care about the views. It's like, well, you have to care about it. You can't not, you know, when you're putting a lot of time and effort into it. And I'm not trying to act like my videos are the most effortful videos. Effortful, is that a real word? Effortful. I think I just made up a word. My videos don't take nearly as much effort as I feel like a lot of other videos do. I don't think they do at all. But that doesn't change the fact that it still is time, you know? It still is time put into it. So if I'm not getting anything in return other than just, you know, the enjoyment of doing it, then I feel like I am wasting my time. You know, that's the problem. It's like you could have a hobby, but you can't do the hobby that much unless it's benefiting you in another way other than just that. What is it called? I learned this in psychology, but I forgot what the fucking name was. Is it internal motivation? I don't know. I forget what it was. It was something, but all right, let me read some of these comments. I'm not going to read everything. We got a lot of stuff. I appreciate all of you for being here, I got to say. Do you think there are too many TV movie reactors on YouTube? That's possible, because that is another thing. On YouTube, the idea of supply and demand is really important. So the thing you want to do is you want to find a topic that has a high demand but low supply. So there's not many people who do it, but there's a lot of people who want to see it. That's the best thing you can do. As for movie reactors, yeah, there's plenty of them. There might be too many. I don't know. Like, there definitely could be. But there's also big demand for them, so that's why I don't think it's a problem, because there is a high demand, which usually how it is. Usually things that have high demand usually have high supply, and usually things that have low demand have low supply. The Walking Dead, I think, does really well for me, because I do think it has a decently high demand, but there really isn't that many Walking Dead YouTubers out there, really, you know? Do you run ads? Oh, I wouldn't make money if I didn't, yeah. So, yeah. Well, I mean, I guess I get money from Patreon, too, so I do get, I would say about like, I don't know. I don't know if it's half and half, but Patreon is a great way. That's another thing. If you guys do have a channel yourself, I definitely recommend doing some sort of a Patreon at some way. It's a great way to monetize your channel. to react to more like popular movies. So that's the thing. Yeah, some people were saying it could be the fact that you're not watching popular movies, but at least recently, the movies I've been reacting to, I'm seeing other channels uploading them and they're blowing up. Like No Country for Old Men. I did that a couple weeks ago. Mine got like 2K views. Someone else uploaded it the same day. I'm not even exaggerating. The same exact day. I think they have like 20K views or something on it now, or something like a lot higher than that, probably by now. So it's definitely not the movies I'm watching. I think it's just the fact that when you upload so many different things, it is going to hurt the... And it's kind of hard to explain how it works because, like I said, I don't even fully understand it. I don't think anybody does. But it's... Yeah, it's really hard to explain. But like, okay, I'll try to explain it like this. So if you upload one video and it's one topic, like let's say The Walking Dead, and it does really, really well. If you upload another video that's The Walking Dead related the next day, or not even the next day, but just the next video upload is The Walking Dead, it'll probably get just as many views or close to it if it's a similar topic. But if you upload 4 videos in between then that are all so different, that will actually hurt that video at the very end, most likely, because those people probably aren't going to watch all those other videos. It's only not going to hurt that last video if they watch all of them, you know? Or I'm exaggerating in some ways because it's not like everybody has to do that for them to still have views. But it's something about the click-through rates and recommended, because that's a big thing, is click-through rates, which I don't know if you guys know what click-through rates are. It's the percent of people who see your thumbnail, see your video, and click on it. And usually it's like 10%, so like usually 10% of the people who see your thumbnail probably click on it. If that's a lot lower, the video's not going to get pushed out as much. And so because YouTube notices, okay, the video's not that popular, so people probably don't like it, so we don't want people watching it. That's usually how the algorithm works. And if I have a lot of people on my channel, they're probably going to be seeing a lot of my videos popping up in their feed, but they're not going to click on it because it's not for them. They didn't subscribe for that. A big like rule of thumb for YouTube is only upload stuff that your audience wants to see. But that's the issue. My audience, a lot of people like different things. So it starts to create a problem. But like I said, it's something I'm probably just going to deal with, and it'll definitely make growth harder and slower, but I think it's the only real solution. It's not really a solution, but it's the only thing I could really do. React to Daredevil Season 3. Oh yeah, I'm going to get to Season 3 soon. I just wanted to finish Jessica Jones first, so... Possessed by Horror manages to niche down and talk about ample things within the niche. Yeah, that's the thing. The only issue with niches too is that what if that niche dies? You know, like The Walking Dead. Like, Walking Dead's pretty popular right now. In 5 years, is that going to be the case? I don't know. That's why I like having this very that's not the word I was looking for. This very varied type of content with movies. It's all about just movies. That's my channel. It's movies or shows. That's it. I could do reviews, reactions, rankings, whatever. Those are never going to go away. Those are always going to be there. But YouTube just doesn't really encourage that, so that's the issue. Did you hear about the FTC suing Activision? Hope you guys didn't hear that burp, by the way. Did you hear about... yeah, I heard about that. So FTC... Are they suing Activision or are they suing Microsoft? I don't really know how that works. No, they're not Are they suing? Or I think they just blocked the acquisition. I don't know if that includes a sue. That probably does include suing. But I'm not happy with that because I love Call of Duty. And I just don't think Activision's leadership is that great. So I would prefer Microsoft to lead that. But FTC thinks it's going to create a monopoly or whatever. So it's this whole thing. I would prefer if Microsoft did take over Activision because I would prefer their leadership. That's it. I found your channel from recommendations on their channel. So glad. Thank you. So glad. I love your channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Recommendations on their channel, on Real Rejects channel. Oh, that's really cool. It's getting recommended. My channel getting recommended on their channel. That's cool. I love their videos though. That's definitely some of my favorite videos out there. Blind Wave. I love Blind Wave too. They're good. Maybe theory videos. I think the only reason I don't do theory videos, they were definitely very different than what I currently do. I don't do theory videos because, let's say it's with The Walking Dead. Theories, like, they're just that, you know, because at the end of the day, the writers are going to do whatever they want to do. So no matter what I theorize, it might not even have anything to do with what they built up. And The Walking Dead is known for that. I'm sure other shows that could work better, but The Walking Dead is known for just going so left field from what they built up. Like, there's so many things that have been built up. Like, look at Heath. What the fuck happened to Heath? You know? Whatever theories you had with him don't matter because they never showed him again anyways. So I don't know. Some certain things I wouldn't really want to bother with theories for. I do like sometimes predicting certain things, or what I like doing is giving sort of my input on what I want to see. I think that's a little bit more enjoyable for me. I did that with The Walking Dead recently, so. Would you consider watching some of these shows by yourself and then reviewing them? Well, I do that for some things if it's not something I want to like react to, if it's not that popular, but the popular ones I think people prefer the reactions, so, you know. I'm definitely going through with the Game of Thrones reactions, by the way. Anyone worried about that? No, I'm gonna keep doing those. They're doing pretty well, and I'm loving the show so far, so definitely gonna keep with that. I actually just watched episode 4 like a couple hours ago. Are you gonna react to Wednesday? Probably not, although I do want to watch it, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna react to it, because I already have so many other shows to do, and by the time I could possibly get to Wednesday, it probably won't be popular anymore. That's definitely the definition of a trend show. Like, I don't think that show is going to be talked about in like a few weeks. Now, not to say it's not good. I haven't seen it. I don't know if it's good or not, but I doubt it's going to be popular in a few weeks. And like, when it comes to movies, I'm more likely to react to a non-popular movie because it's one movie, but a whole show, like, I don't know. Because I also see how it performs on other channels, and some channels is performing well, but other channels is not performing well. So I don't know if it would on this channel. It could, but I don't know. Like I said, I already got so much planned, so it's hard to fit that in. Are you going to see Avatar Way of the Water? I would love to, but I have a lot of finals, so I'm not sure if I'm going to have the time for it, but I hope I can. There's a couple movies I want to see that by the end of the year. I want to see Bones and All. I want to see The Whale. And those are all in theaters, so I gotta get my ass to the theater. Because I'm gonna do a top 10 2022 movies at the end of the year, so just want to see more videos or more movies. You said that you would react to the Devil on November, but past November it's December. Oh, do you mean Daredevil? I probably said that, but when I say that, I don't mean it's guaranteed. I just mean that's what I'm hoping for. You know, that's what I'm planning to do. But do my plans always go through? No. That's why I don't do like a schedule. I don't have like I know a lot of channels do like a schedule where they have, you know, they'll do this movie this week, this show this week. I can't do that because life is so unpredictable. It's very spontaneous. Things change a lot. That's just what happens. So if I were to make a schedule, if this would be like a full-time like career job, like look at like Blind Wave, for example. Blind Wave is able to do that because they all make a full-time salary doing that. That is their career. That is what they do all the time, right? But I'm still a student in college. I got other stuff, you know, so I can't possibly expect myself to stick with the schedule that I give. So if I was to make a schedule, I know for a fact I would not go through with it, and then I have to constantly update and be like, sorry guys, the video that I said was going to come out this day is actually not coming out. I wouldn't want to do that. So I'd rather just be like, it'll come out when I get it done. It's just so much easier for me, at least. I don't know. It's probably easier for you guys too, because like I said, it would be annoying if you're expecting something to come out and then it doesn't. So I'd rather not disappoint people. That's why I don't really do schedules. But if I like just randomly say it probably will be in November, it doesn't mean it will 100% be. It just means I hope I can. But yeah, obviously things got pushed back. So I got hacked. My PC had some problems last 2 months ago. Like, I've had some stuff that have kind of also held me back a little bit, so. I apologize to you if this sounds rude, but it's just, I want to know, will you be reading literally all of our chats? Not all of them, no. Because we'd be here for, quite some time. Whoa, they look cool, little cubes. Oh, well, this dude's spamming these cubes. Dude, don't spam cubes. At least we're not getting those bots anymore. That's why I made it subscriber-only chat, just so I don't have to deal with those bots. What about a my way style video where you write or change things about a movie or show or characters and do things your way? That'd be interesting, but I don't think I would do that constantly. If I was to do that, it'd be for The Walking Dead, but I don't think I'd do it for anything else. You're subject to views, and if you want to make money, you need to give the people what they want. I don't 100% get what you're saying, but I do. Actually, I do get what you're saying. If you want to make money, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, it's not even about, like, it's not just about view. Like, I also just want to do what more people want to see in general, you know? Like, it's more fulfilling when you're like, okay, a lot of people are interested in this, so I should probably do what they want to see, you know? Hey, have you seen Breaking Bad or Stranger Things? I've seen both. Love them both to death. Probably within my top 2-3 favorite shows of all time, so. Will you react to Glass Onion? Yes. That is planned. Whenever it comes out on Netflix, like 2 weeks or something, I'm gonna do it. Favorite game? Probably one of the Call of Duty games. Just the whole franchise. Just throw that in there. But that's a boring answer, so if we're not gonna talk about Call of Duty, probably Minecraft, honestly. Minecraft's one of those games where it's like, you can just endlessly play it and just get lost in it, you know? If you're talking about a story game, though, because it's very different. Story game, maybe Dying Light story is not that good. It's just fun. I like the Far Cry games. The Walking Dead Telltale, I guess, if we're talking about story. I think first time watching videos do really well, especially with the older 90s, 2000s movies, because it's got nostalgia factor and most people have seen the movie. That's true. You would think that, and that's why I'm like so confused as to why my recent ones were doing so poorly, right? And I guess it's poorly is subjective, because like some people might see that and be like, oh, that's definitely not bad. That's a pretty decent amount of views. It really depends on the channel. So the way I see it, it has to depend on your videos. And YouTube straight up tells you. I don't know if you guys don't post, you probably wouldn't know this. They literally tell you in the analytics if your video is doing worse or better than your average views, right? And for me, it's like if it gets less than like 1,000 views after like a week, it's a failure. Like that's a straight failure. Like I might as well not even bother, because right, that's what that means. Whereas to someone else, that's like not even possible. Like Real Rejects, that's not even possible for them to get less than 1,000 views. That's physically not possible. Less than like 2,000 views, I would say, is like underperforming. It's not a failure, but it's underperforming. And then when you get to like the 3,000 to like 7,000 range, that whole range is like my average. I would say that's what I usually get, 3,000 to like 6,000, whatever. Anything in between that, usually what I get. If it gets more than that, it's overperforming. It's doing well. And if it gets more than like 10K, then I'm like very happy. It probably did quite well. That's how it is for me. It's going to be different for everyone. If you're bigger, it's going to be, if people get some big channels, if they get 10,000 views, that is a failure and a half for them. But for me, it's pretty good. So I don't think there's going to be a Kelly and Connie spinoff. No. Not that I would be opposed to that. I just don't think they'll do that. When you're releasing Game of Thrones Episode 3 reaction. Oh, so you want to hear another issue with YouTube? Okay, let's talk about that. So it's not copyright related, but for Game of Thrones, I don't know what it is, but YouTube is doing this annoying thing that they've never done before with me. I've never had this issue, but they are limiting the ads on my videos. And they did this for Game of Thrones. Now, I got it fixed because I went through this whole process of appealing it, and then they eventually review it and say, okay, it's fine. But the issue is they don't tell you what they're limiting the ads for until they review it. So right now, episode 3, it says limited ads, so that's why I didn't upload it today. I'm probably going to upload it tomorrow, if I can get it through, of course. They don't tell you the reason. So I have to wait till they review it, and then they'll tell me the reason, or they'll just say, okay, never mind, it's fine. And the reason they were limiting the ads for the last video that I did, the second episode, which I did get fixed, like I said, the reason they were limiting it is because of too much profanity. Like, what? I probably cursed like maybe 5 times with like F-bombs. Like, I do that all the time though. Like, that's normal for my channel. And they're like, oh no, you can't get money on this video now because it's too much cursing. What? Like, what? Just fucking, what? Like, they have this, and the problem is they don't specify it. They don't specify what is too much. If I knew what is too much, I would keep a count of it and make sure I don't curse over a certain amount of times. But when they just tell you too much, it makes you think, oh, well, should I just not curse at all then? But the problem with that is it's a pretty, like, for me, it's an honest reaction to a lot of things. I say what the fuck all the time. Like, I have to. If it's something crazy happens, I'm probably going to say that, you know? Or if something like, I curse a lot, and I try not to sometimes, but other times it's like, it's just how it is, you know? I don't know. My content's 18 plus though, so Game of Thrones is also 18 plus, so like, that shouldn't be a problem. If I understand if I was making kid videos and I was saying that's a problem, but I'm not. And they know that. You have a thing on YouTube where you make sure you tell them this content is not for kids. I made sure to make that clear. So there shouldn't be an issue, but apparently there is, so I don't know. Intrinsic, that was it. Intrinsic motivation, that was it. Thank you. How's the Walking Dead video coming along? Oh boy. Yeah, you want to know why that video is taking so long? So I'll explain why that video is taking so long. I might do like smaller versions of that beforehand. For people who don't know, I'm doing a ranking of every episode. So that's 177 episodes, the whole series. A ranking of every single one of them from worst to best. The reason why it's taking so long is because it's not as simple, like, I'm not doing a tier list for it, because that would be so easy. I can do that in literally an hour. I can finish it. But I want to do like a full video where it's actually well edited and it's like all the way through with clips from every episode. I want to make sure I have clips from every episode in there so people know what episode I'm talking about specifically and they know the scenes. So to do that, I want to get good quality clips too. I'm going through every single episode and recording at least 5 minutes of footage from every episode. So do the math. 5 times 177. It's a lot of minutes. It's almost, I think it was like 14 hours worth of minutes or something. So I'm going to be sitting here for more than 14 hours trying to get clips. I've been doing that. I'm on season 8 right now. I have a couple more seasons left to get clips from. And after I do that, I'm going to record the ranking, which will probably take a couple hours as well. And then I have to edit, which will also take some time. So chances are I'll probably get the video done before Christmas, but probably like right before Christmas, like a couple days before it. So I did see the Deadpool reactor thing, yeah. It's so hot in here. Which is crazy because it's like 30 degrees out, but this room gets really hot. If you're good at something, never do it for free. I mean, I wouldn't mind this being just a hobby that I don't, care about money for. I wouldn't mind that, but the problem with that is you couldn't upload as much because I would need to get a real job. I couldn't, like, this isn't a full-time job for me. I wouldn't call it that because, like I said, I'm in school. But obviously, money's important. You need to make money to live. So I would have to go out and get a job somewhere else currently and do that to make money. So I wouldn't be able to upload as much. I'd be uploading like a couple times a month maybe, So I have to care about how much I make. And I think it's crazy when people get mad at YouTubers for caring. I'm like, are you kidding me? And also, another thing I don't like, which this, never mind. I was going to go on a tangent about, another tangent about YouTube's copyright. I don't want to bother with that. It's like so, it's not completely YouTube's fault. I will say it's not their fault 100%. A big part of it has to do with, just laws in general. It's really just like laws. They're not very good. They're very vague. So copyright companies, they're able to take advantage of it and they're able to take money from people who are just trying to make content on it. It's fair use. It literally says it's fair use, but it's so vague to the point where they could use it in a way that's used against you, I say low performing videos can just be put on Patreon if the Patreon folks are still requesting it. Plus, if you have content only available there, you might draw in some Patreon members. It's not a bad idea, but I don't think I would do that personally. I don't like that, because it's like, if there's people who don't like, they don't want to get the Patreon and they enjoy those videos, that'd be I feel like kind of shitty doing that, like, oh, you got to pay for it. But like, I just wouldn't like doing that, Like, obviously it's different, like the full uncuts and the early access, that's something that no one really needs. It's just people want it, so that's why I have the option there. But if I were to be like, oh, Jessica Jones is just going to be on Patreon from now on, it would be like, it'd feel kind of shitty, Because if people liked it, then they would want to see more. So, what's your favorite movie? Currently it's Joker, which people hate when I say that for some reason. They're like, oh, it's just a ripoff of Martin Scorsese's Taxi Driver. It's like, okay, cool, I don't care. Every movie's a ripoff. Let's be real here. That's not 100% true, but you know what I mean. I don't really care. Like, I don't care if it's similar to something else. If I really like it, I really like it. So, yeah, video description's important. I make sure to put a lot in there. But it's not as important as titles and thumbnails, though. It's still important. Personally enjoy your content because of its range. Very few creators do reactions, reviews, and rankings. I appreciate that. That is true, though. Like, that's something I really do enjoy doing, too, because I enjoy doing all three of those things. But it's just, I feel like it's not what I should be doing. But then again, I don't care. Because, like I said, I was watching vidIQ. I was literally watching their stream today because I sometimes listen to their, it's like a stream they do, a little podcast type thing where they audit different channels. And the same thing they always say is if they see a channel doing too many different things, they always say that. They're like, you shouldn't be doing that. You should pick one thing and stick with it. I don't want to do that, though. Like, you know? What would I even pick, too? That's the issue. You know? Are you going to continue reacting to the Hellraiser franchise? Oof, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind, but I don't know how many people would be interested in that, though. Some creators also rewatch movies. I could do that, but the issue is I don't think people are that interested in that, as interested in that at least, because then it's not a first-time watch, you know? Like, for example, I did that for, what was it? Pirates of the Caribbean. So, Pirates of the Caribbean, the first three I already saw, and then I did reactions to them, and I made sure to specify that. I was like, okay, I've seen these movies when I was a kid, but I'm going to react to them anyways. And then we'll do the fourth and fifth one, which I haven't seen. The second I said I've already watched this movie, people stopped watching. And I know that because you can actually see on the analytics on YouTube, you could see exactly when people stop watching your video. And there was a big drop off when I said I already have seen this movie. People like just got out of there. So I don't think people really are that interested in watching me, you know, rewatch a film. Logan too, my Logan reaction. All I said was that I kind of watched it once, but I don't remember much of what happened. I was like, I barely remember seeing this. I just kind of watched it once, kind of wasn't really paying attention that well, you know, so I kind of forgot most of it. And even just from that, people stopped watching. So I don't think people care as much. I think they much prefer first time watching, at least for me. So that's why I don't think I would do that too much. Maybe every now and then I could, but not that often. That Polish kid, I'm only not banning you because it does look kind of nice. You know, they're pretty to look at. All these random shapes. But are you still doing it down here? No, you're not doing it anymore. Okay, I'll let you stick around then. Love your Shutter Island reaction. Thank you. The Walking Dead Heath spin-off movie. What if you do a collab with another reactor or someone you know in real life? Yeah, I've thought of that. I don't think that would just like help me grow that much though. Collabs aren't really known to like make you like blow up that much. It's more so like it's good to do every now and then because some people do prefer seeing two people talking about something or watching something than one. But the problem is it has to be someone who's good, right? It has to be someone who works well with me because I would like to say I'm more of an introverted person. Like I'm not like that social, so if it's someone I'm not like, I don't click with that much, it might kind of feel like one of those things where we're not really talking that much, you know? And it's, I don't know, it has to be the right person. I wouldn't just pick someone random, you know? I wouldn't be like, oh, you know, this guy looks like fun, let's talk. You know, it has to be someone I already know, I'm already like friendly with, I feel like. So, I don't know. And I actually have had, like, I've had friends in one of my videos before, not on this channel, but it was my old channel. People were bombing that video with hate, man, because they hated my friends. Which is fair. It was one of my Walking Dead reactions, actually. I think it was the Rick Grimes last episode. And my friend was, they were there. They're not big fans of the show, so it makes sense why people would hate that, but. Have you ever watched Shooter on Netflix? Nope. Are you gonna have a sale or reduce the price of your full uncut version? I don't think so. I've never done that, so probably not. Cause I don't know. The thing about sales, that's like something that like big companies do. I feel like for me, it would be like it would kind of feel shitty for me because it's like, what if someone just bought it, and then like the day after, I'm like, oh, by the way, we're gonna have a sale. Like that would just, I don't know. People would get pissed. You know? Every Marvel project ranked. I did every Marvel movie, every MCU movie, and it didn't do that well, so I don't think Marvel Project Ranked would do that much better, but I'll probably do a video like that again in the future, I'm sure. Bones and All was really something else, yes, watching in theaters. I think I just, people have been giving it good reviews, so I think it's worth watching. I saw your Outer Banks Season 1 review video. Do you think you'll react to the new season? Probably not. I didn't even watch Season 2, and they're doing are they doing a third season? I don't know, but I haven't watched them. I enjoyed the first season. I thought it was a good show, but I'm not like that into it to the point where I think my reactions would be that interesting, you know? I'm the same way for a couple shows. You know the show You on Netflix? That show's really entertaining. I think it's kind of a bad show, but it's entertaining. You know, it's not very good. It's just entertaining. But I don't think my reactions would be that great. Like, I don't think I'm not that into the show. I just watch it because it's like, whatever, it's kind of entertaining. But I wouldn't have anything profound to say about it. So that's why I don't think my reactions would be that great. And it's not that popular either. It's popular, but it's not like, for my channel's sake, I don't know if it would be that great. Pretty excited to see Arrival up on Patreon. Yeah, Arrival was amazing. I didn't expect to like it that much, but I did. It's in my top 50 favorite movies. So if that's any, you know, Shutter Island as well, I put in my top 50. So I've been watching some great movies lately. Would you rather fight one zombie-sized chicken or 10 chicken-sized zombies? One zombie-sized chicken. Well, I don't know, because zombie's just like a person. So, like, it would just be the size of a person, basically. And you could, like, it depends if you have a weapon or not. Because if you have and it depends how vicious the zombies are. Because if they're really bitey, if they're not really bitey, I could just step on them. But if they're really bitey, then maybe they would, like, bite me before I could step on them? I don't know. React to Jeepers Creepers 4. Oh god. I probably would, but it would be like a joke one, you know, because I've heard so many terrible things about it. I think it has like a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know, it's something really low. What is your problem? I just joined. I can't explain it, so I'm just gonna, I hate saying this, but you're gonna have to rewind to hear it. Breaking Bad or The Walking Dead? It's a tough one because I like The Walking Dead more, but Breaking Bad is a better show. If that makes any sense. Like, if I were to be, like, recommending a show to a person, I would recommend The Breaking Bad over The Walking Dead. I think Breaking Bad's more consistent. Like, every episode of Breaking Bad's good. I don't think there's a single bad episode of the show. But it does not reach the level of emotion and highs I have for The Walking Dead. Which is why Walking Dead's my favorite show, although if we're talking about consistency and everything like that, Breaking Bad blows it out of the water, like, completely. It's definitely a better show. It's just, I don't have the same love for it, you know? I'd probably make sense. Like, there's a lot of seasons of The Walking Dead. There's a lot of episodes I don't like. Like, there's at least, you'll hear in my ranking video, probably 30 episodes I don't like that much. But, you know, the episodes I love, I really, really love. Loving the Game of Thrones reactions. Thank you. I'm loving the show, so it's good. I'm just hoping YouTube stops giving them limited ads because I curse. Like that's fucking. What does an F-bomb ever do to anyone? You know, I don't get it. The actors are allowed to curse. Why can't I? Don't care about Jessica Jones. I want you to react to The Devil. I'll get to it eventually. Don't worry. Which pilot was better, Game of Thrones or The Walking Dead? Oof, that's a tough one. Unpopular opinion, but I don't like the pilot of The Walking Dead nearly as much as most people do. Like, most people are going to put it in their top 10, top 20. It's probably my top 50 or 60 at most. So I think I might have preferred the Game of Thrones pilot, actually. And I think the only reason that is probably because I rewatched the show so many times, and the pilot's not very rewatchable. It's a great introduction to the show. It is. But rewatching it's kind of a pain because a good amount of it's just Rick walking around. Let's be real here. But the introduction to that universe is so well done. So you can't say it's a bad episode. It's really good. And the stuff with Morgan and his conversation, it's great. But I mean, it's not nearly as entertaining as a lot of other episodes in that series, and it doesn't do nearly as much. So I'm not as crazy about the pilot as other people are, but I know a lot of people do. The Game of Thrones reactions at 8.5K. Wait, really? 8.5K? It's at 7.8 on my end. Maybe your end looks different. I don't know, but still, it's still really good. I'm really happy about that. Yeah, YouTube cares about profanity for some reason. It's not like it's bad. It's just F-bombs. Like, jeez. It's not like I'm doing it every second either. Like, when they say it's a lot, that makes me think like I'm doing it every 5 seconds. But maybe like 10 to 15. And please, we have to Daredevil. Don't care about Jessica Jones. Calm down, Nicole. Jeez. Jeez. Do you think Across the Spider-Verse will be good? Oh yeah, the first one was good enough to the point where I have hope in it. Yeah. Favorite movie this year? Top Gun Maverick. What are your thoughts about Walking Dead Michonne only having one series? It depends how they do it. Like, I was a little worried about that, but they could wrap it up. I think they could. I think they could definitely find a way to wrap that up in 6 episodes. They just can't do too much with it, you know? Which is a little unfortunate. I hope they do more stuff after that, outside of that series. Maybe like I said, like a film, but we'll see. Opinions on Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul. Breaking Bad's a masterpiece. Better Call Saul, I've only seen the first season so far. So I can't talk about the rest of Better Call Saul, but I could talk about the first season. It's amazing. The whole series is amazing so far. What would be your dream job if YouTube doesn't turn out for you? Show running a series or something. I would fucking love to be on like a movie or show, whatever. Being in charge of creating something in terms of a film or a show. That would be amazing. Probably more on the writing end. I do think I'd be a better writer than a director, to be honest, because like I don't know much about cameras. I don't know much about shots. That's not for me. I think I would be better in the writing area. Just how I think, you know. That would probably be a dream job. Or working on a video game. Really any of those 3. Movie, show, video game, boom. That's the dream job. But like I said, that's not an easy thing to do, so that's why I don't really, you know, shoot for it. Did you see the 2023 Golden Globe Award nominations? I only saw the kid that went on stage and was like talking about Bill Clinton because that was hilarious. But that's the only thing I saw. I'm sure you guys saw that. Thank you for being honest. Some reactors lie. Yeah, I prefer being honest. I do see people saying like, oh, it doesn't matter how many views. Like, if you don't care about how many views you're getting, you probably have either a lot of money in real life, so you don't care, or it's just not your full-time job, so you already have money in other ways. You know, if you're doing YouTube as your job, you have to care about how much money you're making, or else it's just like, I don't get how you can't, you know? So, yeah. They're either lying or, like I said, they have money outside of YouTube anyways, so it doesn't really matter, you know? If I won the lottery, then I wouldn't give a shit about how much money. I would do whatever I wanted to do all the time, which I already kind of do. That's the thing. I'm glad I'm in a position where most of what I want to do does perform well. There are a couple of ideas I have that I would like to do that I'm afraid wouldn't do that well. Like, I want to do this Friends analysis video, but I'm afraid it's going to bomb. So that's one thing I am a little worried about, but I want to do it someday. I love this show Friends, and I want to do like a whole thing talking about it for like an hour or some shit, but I feel like it would bomb. But I don't know. You never know. Is there another video game with a story as good as The Walking Dead or Last of Us? I'm sure. I haven't played that many story games, so it's hard for me to say, but Call of Duty, I know nobody's going to give Call of Duty credit for story ever, but Infinite Warfare specifically, I've loved that story. Everyone shits on it because, you know, futuristic, whatever, but Great story, great story. You mentioned in your spin-off shows video that you had thought about a Telltale's Walking Dead live action series. You could do a series on YouTube where you lay out the story. I already did that, actually. I did the first 4 seasons. They're all unlisted now. Or they're unlisted on this channel, but I have them uploaded on the other channel, and they're in a playlist. So you could check those out. I don't think they're that great anymore, though. I did them like years ago, and they're not very high quality, but those are some of my ideas laid out, at least. I didn't finish the whole thing. I wouldn't do that again, though, because they didn't get that many views, you know? So I just feel like it was so much time and effort put into it, and it wasn't getting much in return. So that's what I was talking about before, basically. Like, it just wouldn't work on this channel that well, I don't think. But it's there. People want to watch it, it's there. The first 4 seasons, at least. You are a very creative guy. Thank you. I don't really think I'm that creative, but I appreciate it. So glad you started watching Game of Thrones. I am too. Sometimes it's just the movies. You mean in terms of the movies I'm watching is causing them to get high views, low views? Like I said, it's possible, but at the same time, some of the ones I'm watching, they're really popular movies and they just don't do well. It's weird. Oh shit, $20 from Jonathan Mayer. Oh, you didn't say anything. Thank you so much, though. Thank you so much for the donation, Jonathan. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. What become of the vote for pausing the movie for your... Oh, yeah, So if you aren't on my Patreon, you wouldn't know about this, but it doesn't really affect YouTube too much, but it more so affects Patreon. But it's like I wanted to ask how people felt about me pausing the movie or show that I'm watching during the reaction, and it seems most people said that they're okay with it as long as it's like only for if I'm talking for a while. And my issue with that is there's a couple issues with it. First of all, if I were to pause for like a lot of things I say, I would be there for like double the time than what I normally would be there for, because obviously you have to continuously pause it, right? And so it's just going to take longer to get the videos out because of that. Also, it's going to mess up people who are syncing the movie or show with me if they're watching on Patreon. That'll mess them up. They'll have to pause it themselves and they might not like that and they sync it back up, and I don't want that to happen for people, so I'm a little bit worried about that. And also because I don't think it depends on how much I want to say, right? If I only want to say a couple of things, I don't think it's a big deal. People are worried, and I feel like the big reason is people think that because I'm talking during dialogue, it's because they can't hear it because I'm talking over it. They think that I can't hear it. But I got these big ass headphones on. Trust me, when I'm reacting to stuff, the volume's cranked on those things. I can't hear myself talking. Like, so my talking is not going over what they're saying. I can still hear it. But yes, of course, cognitively, you're not as attentive to it when you're talking as you would be otherwise. That's true, which is why I try to be smart about when I talk. I don't talk during really, really heavy dialogue scenes. I might say 1 or 2 words here and there, but that's it. I try my best to talk when there's like, just a scene of a landscape or characters walking or something. Whatever show or movie I'm watching, it doesn't matter. I try my best to not talk during certain points. But yes, I think because of that poll, I probably will pause it only if I have a lot to say and it's during a really important scene or after it or whatever. I'm just worried about, I just don't like pausing. It's not anything I ever love to do because I do think it can mess up momentum when you're watching something. That's what I was worried about. But that affects Patreon more than anything. It's not really affecting YouTube too much. I know it's because people are worried I'm going to like miss something, but I try my absolute best not to miss anything. Trust me, I try my best. Does it happen sometimes? Possibly, but I try my best. And sometimes it's not even because I'm talking. Sometimes it's because I got a wandering mind and I just think about something else. I might not even be talking and I might just miss something because I'm like all up in my head, Yeah, there's a lot of reacting channels that do really well, yeah. The thing is, you are just a nice guy, so that'll hurt you because you care about your viewers. I don't see your videos pop up in subscriptions. Yeah, I guess sometimes they won't pop up. Yeah, that's the only problem. I don't really look in subscription boxes anymore. I think notifications are more important as well as recommendations. Usually they give you what you're probably going to want to watch. Arrival, Shutter Island, and Gladiator in top 50 now. They're all in top 60, I think. I'm not sure exactly where they are, but they're at least top 60, maybe even 50, but they're close to it, yeah. They're all in my top 100%, yeah. So, what would you say is the saddest death in The Walking Dead? Um, the one with the, you know, the bat to the head, the second one. I'm only not saying it because of the small possibility someone's in here who hasn't seen the show yet, and I don't want to spoil something for them. If you can live in a world of any animated show or movie, which would you choose? Uh, most of the movie and show worlds aren't that good, to be honest, because most of them look like hell. Like, I mean, think about it. Most interesting shows and stuff, they have fucked up things that happen. Like, people are like, oh, I would love to live in Star Wars so I can have a lightsaber. But, like, there's also terrible shit going on in that universe, too. So it's not like it's a great world, you know? There's also terrible stuff going on in our world, though, so I don't know. But what's, like, the most peaceful one you've ever seen, though? You know, it's just a world where it's just cloudy with a chance of meatball. That's it. I love that movie. It's in my top 100 movies. Not even exaggerating. One of the only animated movies I gave a 5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. It's perfect movie. Based on what you saw, do you think Game of Thrones is going to be better than The Walking Dead? I'm sure it will be, could be better, but I don't know if I'll love it as much. It's kind of hard to beat a show that I've been watching since I was 12, you know? That's the thing. Have you seen Nope? Yeah, I did a review for it on my other channel, actually. On Extra Fusion. What's your day job? Oh, this is my job. I almost in school right now, so I think everyone has a phase where views just aren't their peak, but I think the Game of Thrones reactions are definitely gonna get some new viewers on your channel. Oh, I hope. They have been already. They've been doing pretty good, so it's good. Will you react to Bullet Train? I'd love to, but I got so many other things I gotta react to. I still gotta react to Pearl. I was gonna do a Pearl reaction. I haven't done that yet. Oh, Stefanos, thank you for the 180 pounds. I think that is. Thank you for the donation. I really appreciate it. Father Gabriel's S tier. I think I put him in A tier, but he could be S. I wouldn't be against that. He's one of the best characters for sure. Like, Father Gabriel is incredible. Probably the most developed character in the show, for sure. Like, really developed. Will you react to Smile? I already saw it in theaters, actually. I loved it. It's actually probably my second or third favorite horror movie of the year, so. Will you react to Red Notice? Probably not. But I'm never gonna say never say never. I put on my watch list, maybe. You never know. Been rewatching all of Friends for the last few weeks. Top tier sitcom. I agree. It gets so much unnecessary hate from usually people who haven't actually seen it. Like, it's always the people who watch like one episode and then they hate on it. It's like, you gotta watch more than that to hate on it, you know? You can't. Like, I've always like, people always ask me my opinions on The Office, right? I saw one episode of The Office and I didn't think it was that funny. But I cannot call the whole show not funny because of that one episode. I'm sure the rest of the show is hilarious. I'm sure it is. I'm sure I'd love it if I did. I'll probably watch it one day. But I'm not going to judge it because of that one episode. Like, so many people do that with other shows, you know? Post content on another side channel. That's the issue, though. I have like 3 channels already. I mean, it's hard to even work one channel. So if I had another one, it would be like, just, you know, it would cause even more problems, I feel like. So it's a good idea, but I feel like I don't even know what I would do too. Like, what content would I take off of this channel? I don't know. Like, the Walking Dead stuff does better on this channel, but the other stuff is what I probably have more subscribers from because I've been doing that longer, you know? So I don't know. Analysis might do well. Yeah, analysis or Friends analysis. The thing is with analysis type things, those are so different than what I currently do. So like, that's again going to the issue of doing so many different things. You know, what are some of your favorite games aside from COD? Star Wars Battlefront 2, Far Cry, GTA, these franchises in general, really. Dying Light 1 and 2, Minecraft. I liked Resident Evil 2 when I played it. I'm probably missing something, but whatever. I'm looking. Those are my games back there, by the way. That's why. How much is your Patreon? It's there's $8 a month for the full uncuts and everything else, and then there's $5 for the early access, which you just get early access to movie reactions on YouTube, and usually like a couple days in advance. And then there's $1, which is it's more of like a supporting tier. It's not really like most people don't do it because it's just $1, but you also get access to the polls. So whenever I do the polls, which is usually how I choose what movies I'm gonna watch, you have a say in what I watch, basically. Oh, and there's a $50 tier but this one's only available to 5 people per month, and whoever gets that tier, you can recommend any movie, and I have to watch it. So you get that once a month as long as you're subscribed to that tier. But like I said, only 5 people can do that at a time, because otherwise I'd be like doing a million movies. I just couldn't do that, you know. So a lot of movies I put on this channel actually are from that. So like Arrival was actually a request from that tier. So I wasn't planning on doing Arrival this month, but there you go. Same with Gladiator, actually. Landscape and environment and locations wise, which is better so far, Walking Dead or Game of Thrones? Okay, well, yeah, Game of Thrones. That's kind of unfair. Walking Dead's in like trees for half of the show. I love a lot of the Walking Dead locations, though. I do. It's the apocalypse. It's got some cool locations, but I definitely think they could have had a higher budget and actually made their locations a little bit more inventive. Like when you go to Alexandria Hilltop, they look awesome. But then when they go in the woods, it's like, I don't want to see the woods anymore. There's just so much woods, you know? And obviously it's hard. Like Game of Thrones is also harder to do what they're doing. Like they're doing something that's in the past, so they have to make sure everything fits the past. Whereas The Walking Dead, they just got to make sure it fits 2010. That's all they got to do. 2010, put trees and overgrowth, and you're good. So thanks for not spoiling The Walking Dead. I was actually planning on seeing it. There you go. I can't be sure other people aren't gonna do it though. So look, don't be too, you know, okay with looking through the comments, which is another thing I don't like about having like so many different things on my channel, and then also having one thing that does really, really well, because then you get so many people who only want to talk about that, and then other people who haven't even seen that and they don't want to hear spoilers. So then it's like I can't even talk about it, but some people are asking me about it, so it's like it creates an issue, you know. Same thing happened on my last channel, actually, which is funny. This is the same issue I had 3 years ago. The reason I started this channel in the first place, I actually used to do everything on one channel. My channel was called MovieFusion. I'm sure you guys probably haven't seen it, but if you have, I do gaming videos. I still do gaming videos every now and then, but I used to do everything: gaming, movies, whatever I wanted to talk about. And for the longest time, it was Call of Duty, Walking Dead, Call of Duty, Walking Dead, Call of Duty. I would just do those two things. And I would do a stream with Call of Duty. I would do like a Call of Duty stream. Everyone would be talking about The Walking Dead in it. And then you have people who are there who haven't seen it, and they don't want to watch the stream anymore because that's all I'm talking about. So that's what made me realize I need to make a new channel. And then I did a new channel, and this channel was actually just going to be for The Walking Dead. But then at a certain point, I was like, you know what? I'm going to react to Jurassic Park, because why not? People are doing that on YouTube. Seems like a fun thing to do. And it blew up. So then from then on out, I was like, all right, I'm turning this into a movie reaction channel. Let's react to more movies. And then I started reacting to movies. And obviously, The Walking Dead was still something I really loved. So I was like, okay, I'll still do videos on it here and there. And that's basically what it is now. I do reactions. Every now and then I do Walking Dead stuff. Every now and then I do other stuff for other shows too. It's whatever I want to do at all in the realm of movies and shows. That's what I want it to be. But like I said, what I was talking about at the beginning of the video, that's not very effective on YouTube, unfortunately. It's just not. It makes it so hard to make this work. Are your thumbnails of making that kind of face just one of those things that's been proven to work? Yeah, 100%. And people think I'm like making an exaggerated face, but honestly, they're not even exaggerated faces. I'm very expressive. I will make faces like that in my videos all the time. Like all the time. Like I am, when I make those thumbnails, I am forcing myself to do that for that specific thumbnail just because it's easier. But if you do watch the video, most of the time I am making faces like that sometimes. Plenty of times I've made faces like that. 2022 horror movies ranking, I probably will, but I'm thinking I just do I do one video ranking the top 10 movies total of 2022, then one movie doing top 10 anticipated of 2023, then one video doing a tier list of all 2022 movies, maybe even a live stream. Maybe I'll do a live stream where we'll do a tier list with all movies I saw in 2022, like new 2022 movies. So not just horror, but everything. I think that probably what I'll end up doing. Thoughts on doing 10 things you'd love to change about The Walking Dead? Maybe. Ready to do a playthrough of Hogwarts Legacy? I might, because I'm definitely going to get it, so. Are you going to react to the Last of Us show? I did a post on it. I asked if people wanted to see that, but no, I didn't ask that. I asked if I should play the game first. And my thing about that's another bit of a issue I have, because I'm not sure what I should do, because I want to play the game. I also don't have a PlayStation 5. I have a PS4, but it's very terrible condition. So I have to buy The Last of Us if I want to play it. Are people really going to care to watch that? I'm not sure. If I would have played through that on my other channel, I don't know. But would people be more interested in me actually reacting to that show in a way where I haven't even seen? I don't even know what's going to happen, because I haven't played the game. So I wasn't sure if people would be more interested in that. So I was like, should I play the game first, or do you guys prefer me to see me go into it completely blind? Because I heard the show is supposed to be very similar to the game, like almost exactly the same. So I don't know. Have you watched MTV Scream? I have. Yeah. I watched the first 2 seasons, even before I watched the movies, actually. And I thought it was good. It was okay. I didn't see the 3rd season, though. I know it's like different characters, though, so I don't know. It's not really the point. No point in watching it, to be honest. Yeah, I'm thinking going into a blind would be more interesting, because most people probably have played the game, so they're going to be watching it, and that would make my videos a bit different. It would kind of set it apart, because I can even title it like a guy who hasn't played the game reacts to it, or something like that. You know, I think it'd be more interesting, because I wouldn't know what's happening next. Whereas people who played the game probably are going to be like, yeah, okay, this is probably going to happen. It's very different than The Walking Dead, where like the show is so different than the comics. So different. Some of the stuff happens the same way, so some of it's predictable, but a lot of it happens very differently. But I've been hearing from a lot of people it's going to play out quite similarly to the game. Maybe not exact, but I've been hearing that. It could be wrong. People could be lying, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But then the issue is, though, people were saying, what if the show sucks? Then you just completely spoiled a really amazing game for yourself. That's true. So it's a bit of a problem. I don't know. Out of all the reaction YouTubers I watch, you were easily the most consistently interesting in terms of content you watch. Found you through Daredevil, and then you did The Boys, Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, Chucky. Thank you very much. I like to try to do things that I think most people like, so yeah. Have you seen Army of the Dead? Nope. That's Zack Snyder's film, right? I want to watch Dawn of the Dead, too. He did Dawn of the Dead 2004. Have you watched the I Know What You Did Last Summer TV series? Nope. I watched the trailer, though. It didn't look that interesting, but I'm not opposed to checking it out someday. What do you think of the spinoff of The Walking Dead? Which spinoff? There's like 50 of them. I have a bunch of ideas, but no way to write them down. Ideas for what? Did you watch Attack on Titans? If no, are you planning to do so? I love that show. Never seen it. Nope. I probably would like to someday. I just haven't seen it. If the show sucks, it still wouldn't ruin the game. Yeah, I'm sure I still would enjoy it. It just might it might spoil some of the story. I guess it's possible, but I don't know. We'll see. Is Fear the Walking Dead and World Beyond worth watching? That really depends on your taste. It really, really, really depends, because a lot of people love it, but I wasn't a fan of World Beyond. It was good for people who are big fans of the show. Wasn't a big fan of it, though. Fear of the Walking Dead has like 3 good seasons, and the rest of it kind of bad. I think Fear season 3, 4, and 6 are the ones I enjoy. 1 was good too. Season 1 was okay. Season 2, I think, was a misfire all around. Season 4, I think, started off amazing and then went shit the bed. Season 5 was just boring. Season 7 has been pretty bad. I haven't finished it yet, but it's pretty bad so far. Season 6 was really good though. So there's a couple good points to Fear the Walking Dead. It's hard to say the whole show sucks. It's just not consistent at all. And World Beyond, like I said, I don't know. Wasn't a big fan of it. Do you have more female or male subscribers? I could look right now actually in the analytics. I'm not gonna show you guys my analytics though, because I don't know if YouTube would like that. Audience, lifetime. So I have 17% female, 38% male. So 38% male, yeah. That's probably for most channels though. I think I do think, unless it's like, you know, certain types of channels, but I think movie content usually is more geared, usually men watch that more. It's just, that's just how it seems to be for some reason. The age one is not really clear because it's like people under 18 years old, it's less than 2%. But most people don't like put themselves as younger than 18 when they make a channel. Most people put themselves older than it, so it's kind of hard to like use that as a valid statistic, you know? Play Animal Crossing? Oh, that'd be really fun. I've never played that. I only watched World Beyond for CRM connections. Exactly. All I watched it for. What is the worst and best spinoff for The Walking Dead? There's only been 3 so far, and I would say the best is Fear the Walking Dead, and I'd say the worst is Tales of the Walking Dead, so. And the best is not like, it's not that good, it's just the best of the 3 that aren't that great. Would you react to movies that nobody else on YouTube has done yet, if that means bringing in smaller but more grateful audience? That's an interesting question, actually, because, like, in theory, yeah, but it depends. Like, I've done that for a couple movies. Last Kiss Goodnight, I think. Is that what it's called? Last Kiss Goodnight? Or is it Final Kiss Goodnight? What is it called? The movie with Gina Davis and Samuel L. Jackson. It was a fucking great movie, but it was apparently one of the only people who reacted to it. I'm sure more people have by now, but when I did do it, like a year or 2 ago, I was one of the only people who did it at the time. And people were appreciative because they were like, oh wow, no one's reacted to this before. It didn't get a lot of views, I don't think, but people loved it. So I could see it. It definitely does bring in more grateful people. That is true. People are really grateful for it, you know? But yeah, they're not going to get as many views usually. The Long Kiss Goodnight. Thank you. The Final Kiss Goodnight. It's a great movie though. I think I gave it like a 4.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I don't know, something like that. One of my favorite 90s action movies, actually. So it was kind of like cheesy, but it was fun cheesy. Are you excited for the Strangers reboot? I'm not opposed to watching it. I don't want to say I'm excited for it though. I'm not that big of a fan of the Strangers movie, actually. I love the sequel though. Okay, the sequel was really good. I might be on the unpopular opinion on that, but what was it called? The Strangers Prey at Night, I think. The sequel's a lot better in my opinion than the first one, because the sequel feels more like a slasher, whereas the first one just kind of feels like more of like a stalker movie. But it kind of gets a little bit dragged on for some points. Like, I like horror where it's tension building, I do, but there's an extent to it, and I feel like that first Strangers film, some of the scenes were just so, like, I was just like waiting. I was just like a character walking around for like 5 minutes and it was all quiet, and then jump scare. Like, it just was too much. It would take too long for you to get to the fun stuff, you know? Whereas the sequel felt more like a slasher where you had consistent people killing people, and that's more interesting for me. I don't know. That's why I loved Terrifier 2, because it was just that. It was just, they didn't waste no time. It was just, you know. Which, Terrifier 2, the more I think about it and watch clips from it, the more I'm like, this is a damn good movie, to be honest. Have you met any of the Walking Dead cast? Nope. Please react to Daredevil. You already asked that like 5 times. The Collector and The Collector 2, I have seen both of those. Love them. Love them. So underrated. Well, I can't even call them underrated because people don't even know about them. Like, I don't feel like many people actually know about those 2 movies. but they're really underrated horror films. Do you prefer not to react to Pixar? Well, I've already seen every Pixar film, so I couldn't even do that. But for other animated films, it depends. I don't mind animation. Like, I'm never going to sit here and act like I hate animated movies, but I definitely don't like them as much. Like, it's very rare for me to love an animated film. If it has a tie to my childhood, like I love Toy Story films. The Pixar films I did watch when I was a kid, I love those. Like I said, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the masterpiece. But it's really hard for me to watch a new animated film and for me to really, really like it, But it happens sometimes. It does. So if I were to do them, it would have to be ones that are really well loved. The only ones I think I will do is the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy. I have heard a lot of good things about that. So I probably would. I heard they're very mature. Like, I feel like those are movies I would probably like. But it'll happen one day. I don't know when, but I don't want to do them too much though. I wouldn't do them that frequently because, like I said, I just don't like them as much usually. And I also think you are going to bring probably younger audiences there, and then I would have to be even more worried about the whole cursing thing. Thoughts on Wednesday breaking the Netflix record? The power of TikTok. That's all I have to say about that. It's the power of TikTok. I can guarantee you that show wouldn't be that popular if it wasn't for TikTok. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I'm sure it's really good. I just haven't seen it. Do you pay for every movie when you react to them? It depends. If it's on a streaming service, I have most streaming services though. And honestly, it's very rare for a movie not to be on a streaming service that I have. I have Paramount Plus, I have Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, Amazon Prime, Stars Entertainment, Shudder. A couple of them are free. A couple of them are free because you can get it free with ads. Like, I think Peacock I have free with ads actually. So Peacock. So yeah, like I have a couple, but it's really rare that there's not going to be a movie I'm going to watch on one of those things. And if it isn't, I'll just buy it $4 on Amazon Prime. You rent it for $4. It's really not a big deal. So I pretty much guaranteed to make that back when I make the video anyways. It's rare a video is going to not make more than $4. So it's like, you are making it back. So it's not a big deal. I've never watched a movie illegally. Actually, that's not true. I don't know if you'd count this, but when I reacted to Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, I did that like 2 years ago. I watched it on YouTube. The full movie was on YouTube, so I guess it's technically illegal. I don't know. I mean, it's not illegal for me. It's illegal for them, but it's not for me. I didn't do anything wrong. I was just watching it. Top 3 streaming services. HBO Max. Okay, no, it depends, because if we're talking about backlog of films that are already on it, HBO Max. HBO Max has the best films you're going to find. They have a lot of classic stuff. They have a lot of stuff from the 90s, 2000s, 2000s. They have stuff from all the eras you might want, right? And there's a lot of them. And there are a lot of good ones, good high quality ones too. But if we're talking about shows, I would probably say Netflix, because I mean, Stranger Things is hard to beat, obviously. They have a lot of shows that come out on Netflix. And for original movies, Netflix originals can sometimes be really good, but sometimes really bad too, so it's hard to say. HBO hasn't had that many originals that have been that great. Hulu actually has a lot of good original films, actually, so maybe Hulu. I don't know. It's between Netflix, Hulu, and HBO Max, I would say. I don't know. Prime is really good too, though. It's really hard to say. There's a lot of good ones. I don't know, but I think HBO Max. If I want to find like a random backlog of old movies, HBO Max is the way to go, I would say. Who was the worst written character in The Walking Dead? Oh, people don't like my opinion on that. They don't like it because I would probably say like Carl, and people freak out when I say that. No, not Carl. Okay, I don't like Carl as much as some people do. I don't, and I talked about that in the video, and people were getting pissed about it. I wouldn't say Carl's the worst written. I would say Jesus might be. And my issue with Jesus mainly comes in season 8. I'm not going to go into spoilers, but anything too crazy with spoilers. But he has this like just really inconsistent philosophy of killing, right? Because he will shoot people in the back with no problem. But then when Tara's like, oh, I want to kill this person that just tried to kill you. He's like, no, 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 don't. You can't kill them. We're not like that. But you just did it 2 seconds ago. You just shot people in the back. So I don't know. I just always had a problem with his whole thing there. And then they never did anything interesting with him after that. I don't know if he's poorly written. It's just that one little thing I had an issue with. And then Carl, for me, he just like never really had anything that I thought was that. I don't know. I don't know if it was the actor. I really don't know. But past season 4, I never liked Carl that much. You know, he in season 8, he definitely did a lot better though. I will say season 8, he's a lot better. But seasons 5, 6, and 7, don't like Carl. I'm sorry, I don't. I just don't. Didn't the actor of Jesus train martial arts for stuff and barely even do? Yeah, exactly. React to the Halo TV series on Paramount Plus. I would like to see it, but I don't think I'd react to it. Is there a show / movie you reacted to but never posted? Like it was so boring or bad you couldn't make it all the way through? I don't think so. Yeah, I can't think of any of those, no. I don't know if you can count Andor, but not because it was bad or anything, but because the videos were just not getting, I couldn't upload them because YouTube was just like, nope, no, copyright, and they would not let me do it. And the videos were getting terrible views anyways, so I just stopped doing the Andor reactions. So I did do a reaction to Andor episode 4, and I never uploaded that. Actually, no, I uploaded my other channel, so actually I technically did upload it anyways. Never mind. Yeah, I've never done that. There's never been a show or movie I've watched or anything that I haven't uploaded. I would like to finish Andor. I heard it's great. YouTube was just having issues with it, and it was getting like 100 views per reaction. It was doing terrible, so I don't think I could. Carl weirdly was a better actor as he was younger. Yeah, I agree. I don't think he was a terrible actor. Even Chandler admitted he was like, he didn't try as hard apparently or something, like because he was busy with school or stuff, which is fair. I don't think it was bad. I don't think he was able to do enough with the character that made me really that interested in him. And it could have also just been the stuff they gave him too. They didn't give him anything that great to do, so. React to Cobra Kai? Maybe in the future. I don't mind Jesus, but he's very whiny. Yeah. How much money would someone have to give for you to watch a show of their choice? A show? I mean, that's all. I don't think I would ask someone that, because like that's like a I do that. I have a tier with that for movies, but like for shows it's a lot different because it's a whole ass show, you know. It's, hey Axel, be nice, he was growing into the role of Carl. Yeah, I like how Andrea and Beth were written. I didn't have that much of an issue with it. Aside from a couple small things with Andrea specifically. Do you like Mike Flanagan shows? I've only watched the first 3 episodes of Haunting a Hill House. I haven't finished it, but so far I'm liking that. I think that's a show, right? If I'm not wrong. Have you watched Avatar: The Last Airbender? I've only watched the terrible movie from M. Night Shyamalan, but I've not seen the show, no. Which I know the show is a completely separate thing. I know, it's based off the same thing, so. Are you a fan of Darren Aronofsky? Yeah, I watched Wrestler, Black Swan, and what else did he do? He did something else I watched, but I'm forgetting what it was. I think I watched it recently too. I don't know, but yeah, I've so far I'm liking his work, yeah. So he's good, but in The Whale I want to see, The Mother I want to see too. I want to see Requiem for a Dream. I want to see a lot of his films, so that's good. What kind of horror movie would you like to write? Okay, so if I was given free reign to write any horror film I wanted, free reign, so I can take any existing property, it would 1000% be a complete reboot of a Nightmare on Elm Street franchise and just restart from scratch. It would have nothing to do with the original films. It would be very different. It would just have Freddy, same concept in a very different way. I'm not going to go in detail about what I would do exactly, but that would be it. If I couldn't take an existing IP and it had to be an original idea, I would have to think more about that. That's definitely a lot harder. I've always, honestly, there's one thing I've always wanted to see. I despise this picture. It scares the hell living shit out of me. The picture of I don't know if you guys heard Jeff the Killer. One of the only pictures to actually scare me. Like, I hate that picture. And there's a story behind it that's like creepypasta or whatever. It's not that interesting of a story, but you could make that into a movie that I think would be kind of interesting. And they've done that before. They made creepypastas into movies. Slenderman. Terrible movie, though. But it was still technically, they're taking a creepypasta, turning it into a movie. So they could do that. I think you could do an interesting story with that. It's just, I think what would make it work is if you really take the face of that picture and translate it into screen and it can't be CGI. CGI looks stupid sometimes. Make it a practical face the same way it is in that show or in the creepypasta, and you will give people nightmares for life. And if that's your goal, that's your goal. All right. I'm probably gonna end the stream here because we've been live for like an hour, 30 minutes, and I have to use the bathroom. So I think it's time to end it. Do you ever get bored of walking at questions? I don't get bored of them. I do feel like I need to answer other things too, because I know some people don't care about the show, so I don't want to only talk about that show, Was Jeff the Killer the picture they used for the maze game with the jump scare at the end of it? I don't think so. They might have had a maze game where they used it, but I don't think it's the one that, I don't know. I wouldn't recommend looking up the picture if you don't like scary shit, but I'm just saying it scared me my whole childhood. That's all I know. It's one of those things that I just don't like it. It just creeps me the fuck out. All right, yeah. I gotta go do some editing. I got homework too. So yeah, I will see you all later. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for the donations as well. The two of you that donated, I really appreciate it. All right. Nicole, I'm end the stream anyways. Otherwise, I'd have to step in and break up this little fight. But I'm gonna go. Okay.